Prices, in particular, food prices, seem to be sticky upwards. To this extent, when revaluation of prices is seldom a movement downwards. Using the minister's data and comparing it to average inflation, there were some realities that we have observed. The minister highlighted average inflation for tin mackerel, and I will not call a brand, though there is a particular brand. No, and as a businessman, I understand. I understand the importance of brand value, and I can tell there was no negative intent. I know Julian Robinson very well, and as you say, it's likely an oversight, but I understand, yes. Tin mackerel yearly inflation was estimated by the minister at about 6%. The average general inflation was 3.6%. Corned beef 5%, same 3.6% for the general inflation. Cooking oil 4%, same 3.6% for general inflation. Rice 7%, sugar 7%, chicken back 13%. Average inflation was 3.6%. And so I am very concerned as well, because when we're going into inflation targeting as versus foreign exchange considerations, there are some food baskets that are not consuming the total CPI food basket. And right. And so when you look at people who food is the #1 consumption within their total income, then you find that their inflation may be higher than the actual inflation used to make decisions for the country. So when you use that lower level of inflation, let's say you're targeting 2%, when you're targeting 2%, which is the general reality, another person may be experiencing 4% in his reality, that there is almost a quintile specific inflation that is not considered in the general inflation. No, but I'm not questioning that. I am not. No, but Mr. President, I don't want to withdraw this. But I'm saying, I am not questioning how statistics is done. I understand why there's a general average inflation. I'm saying that when decisions are made on the average, you must seek to understand what the outliers are facing, because not everybody will be right in the average. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Reviewing starting data, Mr. President, 2020 September to February 2021, there shows that food inflation is often different from the overall inflation figures, and reductions in the category often fall in items that seldom are on the plate of the poorest if it is to be bought. So when you find that there's a food inflation decrease, like most recently, it was in vegetable and fruits and nuts. Those are not necessarily within the food basket. Not lobster.
That's certainly not in the food basket of some of your colleagues.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yes. But Mr. President, it's a very important point for us to understand, because as we do, you see, now the independent BOJ, which is now focused on inflation and achieving this inflation number, the general inflation number. And I know that there's been constant review, but we have to now look at that person who has high levels of food consumption. Mr. Speaker, the government also benefits from devaluation, as has been shown in the BOJ report, due to foreign exchange gains. Mr. President, no amount of shenanigans, no amount of props, no amount of gold dust, no amount of glass house can change this truth and fact.